Good afternoon, darlings. This is a video just for YouTube, and I've just noticed that I haven't done a video for you for the past 3 weeks, but my goodness, what a lot has happened. I've just been trying to make a rundown from the new moon that we had on the 24th of June in Gemini, and we had the floods in Paris, and then we had on the 8th in Texas. So much to get to remember and go over, but I was just taking myself back. So I did a video for you around the 8th of July, and then just after that we had so it was on that 8th of July, because this is all about the triple goddesses. This is all about Cancer. So I was last with you on the 24th. We had a new moon in June. So let's get this right. So we had a new moon. Okay, on the 25th of June, right on the heel of Gemini, and there we had the floods in Paris. Then we had for Texas, so that was it the first quarter moon? One sec. Okay, so the floods were on that 3rd, 4th to the 5th of July, and we had the first quarter on the 2nd. So we had the new moon on the 25th, we had the first quarter on the 2nd, so we had the floods immediately, new moon, 2nd of July, those Texas floods. And I'm doing this because we've now got the tsunami. So the tsunami we're coming up to the first quarter in 2 days after the new moon that we just had on the 24th of July. So it's just so enormous what is going on, and it's all about Venus. So the most powerful earthquake ever recorded has just happened in Russia. So I was looking at the longitude latitude 53 158, all here it's got 56 159, an earthquake of magnitude 8.8. So this is Orion on his wand in Back to the Future. I think we might find the picture here. So you see, this is everything I've done in Patreon, and for that new moon just after I did this saying that it's about the Black Prince. So we've had Ozzy Osbourne, that's water, or 32, this is Top Cat, the Little Prince, the Pass, the Claw, and I think that in these pictures there's going to be the one that I want of 88 Orion, because I've been using it all the time. And I think, is it here? So we've got Mercury that has gone retrograde. I'm saying the Little Prince, the Pass, the Claw. Otherwise I'm going to have to go and look for the picture, because this is, we've got Venus today on the Wand of Orion. We've got in Back to the Future, we've got the Professor holding his wand in the fire at 88 miles an hour, and this is it. So you cannot be serious. I went to go and look, and that we have got for that. So Chiron has just gone retrograde today. I last came to you because in my village, the hatchery, they have got this AI now. My village is the egg. It's the cosmic egg. It is the O in gods. ChatGPT uses water. This is all about the triple goddesses and the O in the middle that I explained in my last videos that you have to go and see. So then we had this part of France that was completely burnt down, water with fire, AUDE. AUDE means old, noble in the medieval French tales. AUDE la belle, AUDE the beautiful of ELLE, the O of ELLE. So it's now even more. And then we had the Texas floods. So we've had Paris floods, Texas floods, and now Russia, which is going to go to America. So we've had the Frenchman Thierry Ardisson, who's died. That's hard. You have soft water, you have hard water. This is O, the water. Then we had Ozzy Osbourne. That's O, Oz, Osiris, the bones of Osiris. And then we had Hulk Hogan, which is 88. So this earthquake is 88. Mercury's cycle is 88. And we have 88 constellations. And now we have the biggest ever earthquake ever recorded. So this is all my posts. There is what I'm talking about. This is the O, the passage. And we're only going to have the mind and the body, and the O is the soul, it's the woman, it's the 21 tarot card, it is the fertility. That is your triple goddesses. And we've had the new moon, we've had the first quarter moon, we've had these three men, Thierry, Ozzy and Hulk. And that's water, that's H2O, two O's, Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. And this is the passage, the Holy Spirit. It's the passage to go through. So we've got Venus on the wand of Orion. So if you go back and look at all my old pictures, you have got the professor in Back to the Future. He stands with that. He stands with the fire. And this is what we've got today, right now, as I speak. Venus is passing. So from yesterday, so this is the big rise, Gaza. This is, for the first time all these years, since 84 years ago, when Uranus was last in Taurus, the home of Venus. In 1947, Israel, at the end of Uranus's passage, just as Uranus was on that peak, and we had the other day, Venus on the 26th, and that was the day that Hulk Hogan, was it not? Because trying to keep up with everything I'm explaining and doing. So this is, this is the new motherboard. This is Gaza. It's a clean slate for the empire. So we had the Lionesses. This is the trip. We've had this in the sky. This is Venus and the triple goddesses. Had the Lionesses in England showing us that was a crop circle that came up. What happened on the 26th? Something happened on the 26th. Was it Hulk Hogan? Well, on the 26th, that was the front page. So we've got the mother, her child, and we've got Mercury on the 26th, still on that claw, on that path. So this whole month, I began the month saying this is all about the Black Prince. This is the Colette books of Claudine, your Claudine, Colette. This is the Claudine. So I am going to be showing you all this, but this is the most important passage over the Milky Way. And I think that that was also the day of Hulk Hogan So it's the Black Lion. This is the Whore of Babylon. Merlion. Yes, it must have been. There we go. Hulk Hogan. So I'm saying triple goddesses, dirty water, Oz, H-O, Sal, dirty, from Solomon to Salomon. Salomon, that's the name of the Saudi Arabia. Man, Mon, Moon, dirty Diana, breast, bullseye, Hulk and Ozzy, H2O, Men in Black, Black Desire, Teary. Yeah, I'm going to have to show you. It's going to get too confusing, but it has just been non-stop. Basically, it's about inverting the anima and the anima. The toxic black hole, lion, lion. We see it's, I know it's reversing of the anima, animus. You can read that. Okay, so Hulk Hogan, 25th of July. So that was on the front page. Epstein, so I've done a lot. Epstein is the sword, Epi, and Stein is the stone. And this is Palestine, Palestine. Israel, God, the triple goddesses, the two temples, the passage. And when you find the triple goddesses, then you can find the dark side of the moon. You can find the old hag. And that's what I was explaining in my last video, which was a Patreon video. So on the front page of the 25th of July, so that was the new moon. That was the new moon on that 25th of the new moon, the black moon. We've got the dark water. This is a famous Frenchman who in 2003, in 2003, and then he was let out. He killed his girlfriend. So he was in prison for the murder of his partner, Marie Trinidad. So this guy, Black Desire, was on the front page. This is the group. And this is the Goutte d'Or. R is the O, the water, the passage. You've got Tess de d'Urberville. And the moon is today about to go on Tess. So Black Sun worship. There's Hulk Hogan. So you've got the triple waters. You've got the Frenchman. It's the red, white and blue flag. So you've got the Frenchman Thierry Ardisson, who died on the 14th, Bastille Day, 777. This is Liber, the liberation. Then you had Ozzy Osbourne and then Hulk Hogan. So that's American, English and French. And now we've got the floods coming onto the Pacific, the Hawaii 5-0. Venus is hidden for 50 days under the horizon. This is to find Venus, the passage through the dark side of Venus. Venus exalted in Pisces, the Little Mermaid, and in Detriment in Virgo. And this will all be about her coming into Virgo for fall. So he's showing you his Jupiter finger, Hulk Hogan. There he died at 76. Mr. Bean showing you the Fool, the Black Sun, Saturn. So the Saturn, this is opening the door to all those born with Saturn in Leo. Saturn in fall in Leo, the Black Lion, as we have the Whore of Babylon. So this was also came up. The Black Sun, Edward of Woodstock, the Black Prince. So the Black Prince died in 1376. 76 is 13. That's Mary Magdalene, 76. Thierry died at 76. Ozzy died at 76. And Hulk at 71, which is 8, which is Venus. So this is the passage to get onto the fixed cross. It's your God, the triple goddess. And there you've got AI, the dark side of the moon on the other side, showing you the 4 phases, that hidden passage. And you have to go and see my other video because I explained all that. So I'm just trying to do a catch up for you. And that's why exactly a year ago from yesterday, we had those 3 children that were killed by a guy that played in the Who series, who killed the 3 children who were practicing for a Taylor Swift concert. Taylor Swift is the reptilian brain. It is the brain stem that holds the amygdala, where the blood passes, and unless you've had too much fear, and that creates the fear-flight instinct, and the blood stops and you get a pale stein. A pale stein. This is the sword in the stone. Epstein, as we pass through. And that's why my village has the Pierre, the Abbey Pierre, and they did on the 7th the hatchery to kill the egg, the cosmic egg. That's why I put on my profile picture. I just liked, and now I've lost where we are. Brilliant, because I clicked that. But I just wanted to show you, this is the egg from my village, and this is where Scorpio should rise on the summer solstice. We're on the Scorpio-Taurus axis. And I just open that again so we can see. This is, we've got at this moment Venus on the wand of Merlin, and that shows you from Russia, from here, the earthquake that goes as Venus passes from Taurus to Gemini, and there is the eagle that should rise again, that goes through that 0-degree rose line. So it will have moved a little bit, but basically that is. So it says the original symbol and constellation of Ophiuchus was a woman wrestling with a giant serpent. The symbol used in the medical field today, the caduceus, belongs to the constellation of Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. So this is between Scorpio and Sagittarius. The full moon that we had in July was on that axis of Gemini Sagittarius, which is all about that axis that is being risen between the Milky Way to get onto that Scorpio Taurus. So between Scorpio Sagittarius opposite Gemini Taurus, and this is where we should rise again. This is it. So Persephone moon, high priestess of women. So that was the woman who wherever this comes from. So that 13 sign, she is the whole, she is the egg. That's why they brought down the house, number 17. Revelation 17 is the whore of Babylon that rises with the 7 heads, the last leg to get through. And this is what's happening right now. So right now we've got the Mercury completely blinded. Mercury rules Virgo, and as I speak we have got the moon about to come onto Spica. Mars, the ruler of Aries, where Chiron went retrograde today. We have got Neptune and Saturn on the whale's tail, the home of Jupiter. We've got this month that acute angle between Saturn and Jupiter is going to fade. So I've opened this to the public. This is a rundown of the next 2 weeks written. I've also done a video very deep just on the 2 weeks. You can get that for €5 if you don't want to buy a coffee. So you get all that. Every 2 weeks you get a rundown for the month, which I'm going to do tomorrow, the day after. And you get, every 2 weeks, you get a rundown and you get it written and a video. So this is, I spent 4 or 5 hours doing this last night. So the new moon on the 24th of July, we've still got a square between Saturn and Jupiter. These are the fires in AUDE, barren, making that O completely. So there's the O completely burnt. This is the whore of Babylon, and this is why the house number 17 was brought down in my village. We've got all the Atlantic from Biarritz, where where the Virgin on the Rock stands. So where we had the blackout, we've now got the fires. That's from yesterday. And now we've got everyone rising for Palestine everywhere. So this is Giza as yesterday. There is Venus on the wand of Merlin. She's there for a few days. There's your amygdala. There's your pale stein. When it's healthy, you've got blood running through. Otherwise, it goes pale and you've only got your reptilian brain functioning. So it looks like a motherboard, Gaza, is what I was saying. It looks like just a whole new motherboard AI, and a whole new, they're gonna build the biggest AI city. So this is all about Jack and Rose. Venus is going to go and join Jupiter. There they are. I've got them on the 12th. On the 12th of August, they are completely combust together on Sirius. So there is Batman. So there's all about Batman with Ozzy Osbourne and bats. This is Batman and Rose. So he dies, as in the Titanic, to really let Venus come in. We've got the victory of the Lionesses. And there we have in London, this passage. Mars has just made that passage from the Lion to Virgo, and the South Node is right there. So this is the war between the spring and the fall equinox, which is your true north and south. The true spring break as we go, as we leave the mutable to come onto the fixed cross. So this was the Lionesses. So the first quarter moon, we still have the square between Jupiter and Saturn. Chiron is now retrograde since today, and there you see the South Node and making that connection, making the whore of Babylon. This is the whore of Babylon rising her heads. So then we have the full moon on the 9th, and this we've no longer got. No, we've still got that square. It's the last quarter. This is the 888 passage on the 16th of August. So the full moon is on the Lion's Gate, so it's on the 9th. But on this day, we no longer, but it will come back again, that square, as Saturn moves forward. But we have this, the square, the doors opened on the 888. So let's come back to now to try and explain to you just how enormous this is. So in the home of Mercury, Jupiter is bang on Sirius. Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury is completely blinded underneath the sun. So he rules where Mars, aggression, and we've got these this image, this anger, this is it, this is her. We had the rising of Notre Dame as Mercury was completely blinded by the sun in Scorpio, and now in Cancer, as he's doing this retrograde, we've got the beehive. The sun is right on the beehive cluster. That is the 13th sign. That is your bee, the fleur de lis. That's Lucifer, and this claw, which I've been explaining. I've done with Colette. I went to go and see. Well, I'm going to take you to see the posts because there's just too much to show you. You will get a very clear explanation, because when I do my Patreon videos, I stick to one subject. So that was going all the way back, the Syrian girl, and this is the energy, and we're gonna have Jupiter and Venus bust on the 12th. So just after Sirius, but coming into the home of the Lord of the Rings. And that always important date as the sun moves into Leo. The sun moves into Leo on the 10th. So on the Lion Gates, every time everyone's talking about the Lion Gates, that is the Black Prince. That is the Black Prince. And he is right there. Mercury, the Prince of the airwaves, the ruler of Gemini, where Jupiter, he is soaking this all up. The only air, the only wings he has is the whale's tail. And Neptune and Saturn are doing their big splash. They've had the floods in Paris, the Texas floods, and this is all coming from when Mars and Jupiter was in Taurus, and Mars was exactly where Jupiter and Venus are for the Carolina floods. And then Mars, he did his retrograde here, and now Mercury is doing his retrograde here. So this is all about the fertility, the silver gate. This is Silver Locks, the old lady. This is the deadly moon mother. That's that AI in that Odyssey 2001, which is the 777. And that was the day that Thierry Ardisson died. I even showed you in my last video his interview with my sister-in-law, interviewing her, and then a week later he died. So Uranus right on the Seven Sisters, and Venus and Jupiter coming up. So this is the Prince of the Air, the Prince of the airwaves, and that full moon that we had in July, let's get rid of that full moon that we had in July was opening that axis to Altair, the Phoenix rising. So for the full moon on the 9th, the moon is going to be in Capricorn. On the 8th, the moon is going to be conjunct to Pluto. So that is always a big day. That is going to be 88. So that is definitely telling us Hulk, the Hulk guy, Hogan Hulk, and then this earthquake of 88, and they're going to rise Hawaii 5-0, the floods in America. And that has been what I have been trying to explain. So let's just go through, let's have a look, let's try and get through. So that was 10th of July full button. That was all about that axis of Altair, the Roman, bringing up. Got a lot of helicopters coming over here. So the dirty Sen, the moon goddesses, the three moons you've got was very much Diana has been in my thinking and feeling, because I knew. So that was the axis. And the beehive cluster. So Mercury, yeah, that goes in really deep. So you really, it would, you know, this is for €5. You get all this information. There is the egg, that is the fleur de lis, that is the bee. So what's happening now? The sun is right now, today. So this is the whole journey of the retrogrades. On the breast of Venus, you saw the eagle above. This is Jack and Rose. Jack de Compostelle, the nail clippers, the little prince, the triple goddess. The triple goddess is in the horns of the claw. This is the connection between Cancer and Taurus. The moon rules Cancer, and the moon is exalted in Taurus. And there you've got the claw, the little prince. You know, this is the torso field. If you take that central O out of the GD, you know, you can't get through. You cannot cannot, the three crosses. Taurus is the first, Venus, so this is all about Venus. Jupiter that rules Pisces and Sagittarius, and Mercury that rules Gemini and Virgo. And Mercury is now on the cardinal in Cancer, and Jupiter, the ruler of Pisces and Sagittarius, is now in Gemini, the home of Mercury, as Mercury is on the high cardinal cross going retrograde, and Venus is about to join from Taurus to Gemini, joining Jack as Uranus is still here. This is the passage. This is the Eggman. There's your Eggman. This is what we're coming through. And we've got the Black Lion, the Whore of Babylon, Leo, still all the mutable signs that connect with the fixed signs. So Virgo and Leo. Pisces is connected with Aries, and then on the other side, Pisces is next to Aries and Aquarius. So yeah, Pisces and Aquarius, Virgo and Leo, Sagittarius and Scorpio, and Gemini and Taurus. So they should give way, but they're all jumping to merge with the cardinal. So you've got Pisces merging with Aries, Sagittarius merging with Capricorn. That's the whole thing going on with Macron and his older wife, and Elon Musk and his mother. That makes the B, black earth and yellow fire. And they're making the Ukraine. They're making the Ukraine with Gemini and Cancer. So Gemini is air, Cancer is water, air is red. So which one is the yellow and blue? Let's just get the image of Lars. This is very Mercury retrograde, completely blinded, So yellow, black, this is the B that they're making. The true B should be Aleph Tav, should be Aries and Taurus, and they've got this Ukraine, yeah, Pisces and Aries. So Aries, yellow fire, Pisces, blue water, putting the Ukraine on the horizon. So the importance, Venus is the first sign to take the summer solstice when we wake up on the 21st of the 6th, and when it should be the 16th of February 162, when the sun enters Aquarius, the first sign, but we've got the 21/6 of this PB. The PB is the 69, and the 69 is the full moon, and the two sides, that makes your 6. Your 6, the triple goddesses is just this torso field, 69 PB. And when you can get these three, 777, 21, then you can find the last phase of the moon. It's 28 days. And there are 13 moons. There are 13 moons, and they're giving us the 13th sun. It's all about the sun wanting to take the 13th. So 8/8 is a big day. We've got that conjunction between the moon and Pluto. Let's go back to now. So back to now today, we're coming up to the first quarter moon. But this passage is so important. So we've got Venus still just in that passage, Orion on the Milky Way. Tomorrow on the 31st, she moves into Gemini. So 31 is always 13 backwards, the day that Diana died. And then we've got Rose and Jack. This is the merging of Rose and Jack. And this is so important. This whole month, Jupiter, he can only access the fixed cross through Venus. Venus is exalted in Pisces. Venus is in detriment in Virgo. So there's a kind of a countdown now of Venus making her way to Virgos, and she's going to go retrograde. When does she go retrograde? Is it next year? When is she going retrograde? Because that's... Does she go retrograde in... I think she doesn't go retrograde in 2025. I think it's just in 2026. She's going to go retrograde in Pisces. Oh. Here we go. When did she last go retrograde? She goes retrograde every 2 years. So am I missing? I'm so focused on that last March. Mars retrograde. She's going to go retrograde in between, okay, in 2026. So that she did a retrograde here in 2018 or 2017. It was when I first started making videos. In 2017, so 2018 or 2017, she went retrograde. It was 2018. So she's doing another, so this is really a closure from 2018 and then in 2026. She's doing it as well to Spiker. Okay, so really, and then we'll really just count down to 2032 when the North Node gets to Scorpio. Okay, so back to now. The moon is coming on to Spiker. The moon rules Cancer. Mercury rules Virgo. So we've got mutual reception. We had mutual reception the other day as well when we had the moon in Leo and the sun in Cancer. Sun rules Leo, moon rules Cancer. And we've had... And now we're going to have mutual reception as the moon on the 31st. So then we've got this first quarter moon on the 1st. So in Libra, making a square to the sun. In Cancer, the sun rules Leo. So when the sun is in the feminine home of the water, and the sun rules Leo, this makes that black lion. So every time everyone worships the lion gates, they are basically worshipping the little prince. Prince William came to where I live in 216. What did he do? He came to open the lion gates in Auch. And Auch is the capital of Gers. Gers is the number 32. Everything is about taking us to 2032. And Auch is again, Auch, Oz, Eos, the capital here where it's called Oz, Ozzy Osbourne, Oz, this is Osiris. We've got at the moment the Jazz Festival, Jazz in Marciac, JM. And the little prince, how often does he go retrograde here? So look what I found in my posts. I'm going to take you now. So I was watching the film with Keira Knightley that she did about Colette's. So it's good that I watched it, because this has been a book which very much influenced my ex-husband and his sister. They used to talk about it all the time, and it really is to bring us this Venus woman, this new age, the dawn, the golden egg, Aleister Crowley, everything that I explain about my great-grandmother, Isle of Wight in Freshwater Bay in the Debola with Juliet Margaret Cameron, and having Tennessee and Lewis Carroll, and it was all the Madame Blavatsky period of preparing the arrival of Venus, which is happening today as we speak, on the torch, with the biggest ever earthquake. And I would have to go and hunt for that picture. Maybe I went and found the picture. So there we've got the 88 miles an hour, the car, and there we've got the old man. That's Jupiter, that's Jack. So they've just brought up Jack the Ripper. They found out proof of Jack the Ripper. I go through that in my old videos. So here he is, the mad Professor Andrew. Something I explain in depth. Epstein, Andrew. Epstein, Andrew. Epstein, Andrew. Okay, so you've got my, yeah, let's see it here. That's better. So people cannot see the bigger picture. Andrew crosses the mutable age we end. As we end, we move from Jupiter, Uncle Jeff, Andrew, to Venus, Dirty Diana, through the gap, through the egg, the heart, the central passage is God-O, is the Vesica Pisces, egg, egg, egg. That's why the woman rises, and that's what I'm showing you in that image. As an eagle, the sword in the stone, Stein, pale Stein, Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein has a license to carry a concealed weapon, once claimed to have worked for the CIA. Okay, so Epstein means epi, sword, and Stein is stone. Ep, sword, is the stone. Stein is when you have an epiphany, you wake up. So everyone's having an epiphany with Palestine, all these years, all that, death, and now right at the end, when there's just a motherboard left for the AI, everybody, we've got Greta Pippi Longstocking. So again, this is all about what that means. Translates a stone, mug. So Andrew, St. Andrew, there you've got the O in the middle, the GDO. They always show you the passage, St. Andrew in the heart of the cross. That's what I was showing you. This is the passage to get through. We're going through. Venus is on the fixed and on the cardinal cross. She's not. This is just Jazz and Marciac. This is just Mick Jagger. That's why Mick Jagger has this fiancée of 37, Elle. So that's why where I live is 322, the Skull and Bones. That's why I'm, I keep talking about where I live and the importance. So this is the last Chiron, and Chiron has just gone retrograde today. This is the Pisces, the axis. This is the Hebrew letter, the Kaf. Sword in the stone, the 8 of swords. So this was from the zombie video. You've got the man, the King of Swords, the epi. This is air. So there you've got 3 vertical, the 4 of swords, all for one and one for all, and you've got that last leg. It's like the 3 phases of the moon. This is Venus. Venus rules air, and she rules that 5-pointed star, the third eye, and she rules the kid's knees. or you're upside down. So Andrew is Andrew in Narnia, and I always tell you where I live is those rivers, those lakes. This is the Gers. They always use the expression to be suspended within time. There is no time because we're on the Milky Way. The Milky Way runs through here, through England, through to Glastonbury, up to Scotland. So you got to go up. So there's the lion, the black lion. This is Sirius. And now they're making her female. And this is what I'm going to show you in these other posts. Oh, that's the 5-pointed star. This is Cupid. This is the GODDE, the triple goddesses. It's always the same passage, but they want to take this away. This is the black mirror. This is the lagoon. This is the AI going through. And they're making that water dirty, dirty Diana. That's why Diana is on the Seine, and that's why Diana is on an island. If you look above, it is the breast of Venus. It is the third eye. And that's why Notre Dame is also on an island, the island of the sun, Saint Louis. So there's your triple goddess and the keyhole. You need the 3 triple goddesses to get through, the crone, the triple goddesses, the maiden, the mother, and then you can come through the hole. There again, Osiris is just the passage. And where's the earthquake? The earthquake is right on that passage. Right, I always say those are the 2 fingers of God. The 2 fingers of God, exactly where Venus is right now, between Gemini and Taurus. And Rose is coming to meet Jack. This is the whole film that I'm show you all the time. I show you Baron film. What's he called? Baron, The Adventures. Yeah, this film that I show you all the time. With Uma Thurman. This is the passage. Oh, interesting. You can't see anything because they know I'm filming. Yeah, it will just come out black. But this is the passage. Look, he's there with the child. This is exactly the same character in Colette's. So this was unbelievable. I thought I'd check out when the series Claudine aka Madame Claude is the head of the brothel, the Horizon, the Poutine aka the little prince Claude Prince. I was watching Colette. I only do that sometimes. So all her books are called Willie, Save Willie, The Whale's Tale, Will Taurus, I Am, Aries, Jack. Okay, I'm going to put all that what's written there, but let's just go and see what I found out. So the book came out in 1900, and guess what? Mercury was retrograde. Where's little Mercury gone? In Cancer, on the claw. When the series of her books, Claudine, came out. And what are they showing us here? When that happened, we had all the planets aligned between the Milky Way. That's it. Venus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter. Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, and the Milky Way passage, where today we've got Venus right there on that axis. So can you see how everything is played out? So it's just so much information for me to keep up with. Every day I will have between anything from 1 to 4 trance awakenings where I'm going to write it all out as I do for these posts, and then I post them and I try to remember and I put them into my Patreon, and then I try to come to you every 2 weeks on YouTube. But you know, it would really help if you came onto my Patreon. I'm spending the whole month of August to redo my site. I will carry on with Patreon, and then, you know, I've got a lot of things in the working. I've been a professional astrologer now for 10 years, doing astrology all my life, and I'm moving on up. I'm joining the Venus Power Women. So I'm going to try and take the time to work on that, because I'm still doing too much of the Little Mermaid, just giving out. And, you know, I'm a 60-year-old woman now, and it's over. I will take the time, but for the moment, you can still come and have readings with me at these other prices, and the whole way I present myself and what my readings are going to be, all that's going to change. But I just desperately need the time to sit down and do it. So I'm just going to get the month of August out, finish all that I have to do, my newsletter for my site, and, you know, my Patreon. I did the rundown video Monday, I did the written yesterday, and I'm doing readings as well. And today I'm doing this for YouTube, and then I will do the month of August, and then I'm going to try and take some space, because I also want to set up webinars. I found a technical man here who can help me with recording and filming, and so there's a lot going on. So look, Colette, Black and Red, CM, Coldplay, why do I say Cold? Yes, Chris Martin, CM, that I haven't even showed you that yet. We're going to get to that. So Aleister Crowley, there she is with her bob, La Vagabonde, CV, Coronavirus to VC, the Alb Mission, so Gigi the cat. So look, that's now 2025 Mercury, and then I just chose 711, and there again, so that's 1900 Mercury when they brought out the books. So Willie and Colette, it's Jack and Rose, Jupiter, the whale's tail, and the the colon, the spine, colon, and this is exactly like I was showing you all these years. Amy Winehouse came back, was killed in Villers-Cotterêts, VC. She was killed in VC, Villers-Cotterêts, by 93 dogs, where I used to live, where they signed between the N and was, where they signed the armistice, which is 1111. It's all about finding that fourth leg. So Sirius, this is, look, this is Rose is going to take over, the keeper of the four corners. Boom. Jupiter, Jack and Rose, that's it. All of this. So thank you if you have the patience to sit with me and listen to me. I've had a lot of people are mainly quite patient with me, but you know, if I ever express myself, because I just look like a silly little fairy, if ever I try and talk about anything, you know, saying to people in the village why the house has come down, it's representing the labyrinth, and the people just basically, you know, stand on me and just say, shut up, we don't want to see you, you know, you're allowed to be stupid, but you're not allowed to give us all your aura and light and talk about this. So I'm very Cassandra. It's difficult for me to express myself. And for all those of you who follow, thank you. I've been talking about Gigi for years. They're showing you the 9-9. It's the 90-degree angle. It's the two angles of the back of the brain, the triple goddess, the ears and the head is the passage. So MC again, CM, cat on a hot tin roof. So what was that? That was the and that's 2025. So that was 7/11. Venus was on the bullseye. So the little prince, the Black Prince, he's all in the swimming newspapers right now. And there's Tristan, Mary Magdalene on the feet of Leo. So Saturn in fallen Leo, all that generation are very much getting activated. So I've been talking Prince and the Revolution. There is your claw, the dark side of the moon. And there she is, Amy Winehouse. That is her. She came back to be the girl killed. And always the Cleopatra hair, like in Amélie Poulain, Centurions, Pulp Fiction, Black and Yellow, Uma Thurman, who played that woman. Amélie Poulain, it's the same. This is the Colette hairstyle. So Colette, now I understand what, you know, the energy of my sister-in-law, who was 10 years older than me, this Parisian girl, when she was faced with me, and we're both on the exact, we're born exactly, she's the 27th of September, and I'm the 26th of March. And, you know, that is the Pisces Virgo, Venus exalted, Venus in fall. This is Venus, the dark, the two sides of the water. That's why the guy in France who died, Thierry Ardisson, is you have soft and hard water, dirty and pure water. So all the little prints, the nail clippers, the claws of the black raven. This is rising happy. There he is, Leo. He's called Leo, for goodness sake. The triple goddesses, the eagle has landed. Two men walk on the moon. The man on the moon. And there's Prince William getting his Saint Martin cloak. Cetus, it's all about Cetus, the beast. The wings of Lucifer. And what's going to happen with this tsunami. Save Willie and all her books. The Louvre, Princess Diana was the she-wolf, she was the flow, the cat. You've got to find your peak. The peak comes when you find your passage through. So that is Osiris. Osiris is the black cat. The claw is the cycle of Venus. And when she's below the horizon, she spends 50 days below, and they're going to go and hit the Hawaii, the third eye, the how-wow eye, how-wow, 5-5, and the 5-0, Hawaii 5-0. So Colette, they give you the bull in a circle, Colette in the bullseye, the eye of the birth, and their Coldplay. They are separated, the man and the woman, in the fertility egg, because La Marianne is rising, and that's showing us there's no more couple. You have to go back and see. I'll take you through the posts there. Okay. I can't express the mystical wonder of this cool we had ever since Venus has left. Ever since Venus left Taurus, so we had the heat wave when, you know, just before Mercury went retrograde, we had all that heat wave, and then that Coldplay concert, and the temperatures dropped, which is great because here it was so hot. So just the wind and the breeze and the cool and just this mystical energy. It's as if we're really suspended in time. I mean, it's very much the energy of Mercury retrograde. So, you know, we've had the death of Thierry, that was on the 777. So this is, in a way, it's the 777, the full sevens, because we've got 25, two 25s make 7, 14. So Actually, the day they announced the hatchery was really the 4 sevens. 2 25s is 7 7 7 7. So on that armistice 1 1 1 1 7 7 7, which makes 28, the true phases of the moon, that was when they killed the egg, and my last video that I did for you. So let's carry on. Because I'm taking you through some important posts. So we've got the triple goddess. This is a post from Stephen Beatty, and he is bingo, and I also did that. I think I've showed you those images. So yesterday we had Mars and the moon conjunct. So that has been this, if you look all over social media, it's just Gaza, Gaza, Gaza. The woman, her child, famine, feminine. So, you know, barren. That was the 26th. It's the Black Lion, Mr. Bean, Rocco, Leon, Lord Leon, LLO7. This is the new woman. Basically, this is the new woman. This is her. You know, it's all part of the process. She has to come through, and I've been telling you for years, they put her in that M. So all the cats have got their M right here. This is your new cat woman. Look at her. Leon Lourdes, which is right in front of me. So that's Claudette. We've seen that post. So this was on the 26th, and that was when we had Venus on Al-Heka. So the moon, this is really the Black Lioness. The moon in the home of the sun, and the sun in the home of the moon, and Mercury on that claw. And they show on the front page Mercury with the new, you know, Islam. So for me, you know, it really is Christianity, Islam, and creating the Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox, which is the other. You've got all the Jew men with their hats, Little House on the Prairie, the men in black, walking for Palestine. So Jew is the jewel. It is the Venus is the jewels. It's the jewel. I've explained that somewhere. So Leo, the American Pope, and the lion tape. He had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, Revelation 13:11. So Bertrand Canton, BC, 3223. He has been all over the newspapers, so don't forget that piece of motorway 69 in France is Toulouse casts. That's TC. T is 20, C is 3, 23 DNA strands is 32 backwards, 21, 23. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. So the Lamb, Aquarius, and that was my Hogan video. I'm not sure how much you will get just by looking at the images. So it really is these men taking over this. This is the mixed, the anima and the anima, and really making Virgo and Gemini one sex and one. I always said Estelle and Pip in Great Expectations. So in that AI thing they showed us the five-pointed star, Elon Musk and the other men talking about the new GOC and AI, but it was basically just showing you the pentagram. And so there's your water, H2O, the three waters there, America, England, and France. And there we've got the dark side of that O, Salomon, Cancer, Kali, three waters, H2O, Hulk, Oz. And there's the breast of Venus. So Hydra, this is underneath the sun. It's underneath Cancer. Hydra, water. Let's go to now. Sun is right on top of Hydra. Mercury and the sun are right now. This is the little prince, the black prince, the snake. Hydra. So Salome decapitates. She decapitates St. John, that's Scorpio, it's the fertility. She herself kills the fertility. So that is just talking about the importance of understanding the two sides of O, of the coin. We've got the French and the English, Puritan and French. And this is the dirty Diana energy, Venus in Pisces, Venus in Virgo. So that is me and my sister-in-law, you know, and she always, I'm hoping that I'm getting a bit more of that, and that's what they're showing us with Dee, Dodie and Diana. You can read that. How do you invert anima, moon, Venus, masculine, shadow of man with anima, sun, Mars, feminine, shadow of woman, and make the toxic black hole lion, Mer-lion. So that is your Mer-lion. Mer-lion. Mer-lion, as Venus is on the brainstem, on the amygdala, on the pale stein. She's right there. And Jupiter is on Sirius, the keeper of the four corners. And we've got the North Node just in that gap between the true rising. We've got the North Node just in Aquarius, Saturn and Neptune here. And then we've got Mars and the South Node. So this, they have to give this girl, you know, Leo, the lion, to the girl, to the strength card, the beast. That is your Lourdes Léon, that's her, Madonna's daughter. You manipulate time so everyone thinks sun enters Leo, call it the lion's gate when it's the wolf's den, moon in domicile in Cancer and sun entered Cancer 27. New moon in Cancer, the 24th moon is at home in domicile where sun is at home in Leo. Sun enters Leo 8/11, sun is in Cancer now through the whole of the moon. Okay, it's just me going off on one. Okay. So we're not doing too badly. I've showed you those pictures. That is the Hulk. There he is with his fleur de lis, the three waters. I think you would have seen those pictures in the little shorts I did. That's Ozzy Osbourne's birth. So look at him. He's got fire. He's got Scorpio and the sun in Scorpio, as for the rising of Notre Dame. Venus in Libra. And Mars and Jupiter, Saint Martin with the moon. Wow. And he's got that axis there. Okay, I can't go into all that right now, but this is the three countries of the three deaths of the men. And there is your black hole. Who's that? That was the new moon. Okay. That's a Hulk. So the other one was Ozzy Osbourne. This is Hulk Hogan. The other one must have been Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, that's Ozzy Osbourne. So, Ozzy Osbourne. And this is Thierry Ardisson. I wanted to see all their charts. They've all got grand trines. Do they? No, he doesn't. Hulk. No, that was the new moon. That's Thierry's charts. And Hulk, he doesn't have a grand trine, but he's got a lot of this water, Cancer. So he's got Mercury in Cancer. Mercury was retrograde. He's got Sun, Pluto, Mars, Mercury, all in water, and the moon, the ruler of all that in the light. Well, look, I mean, Hulk Hogan was completely, look, he's got Venus where I say, and Jupiter was on Venus. And that is what I'm saying. It's, oh my God, Venus was on, Venus and the moon were on Jupiter. The moon rules Cancer. He's got moon in Leo ruling Cancer, where he's got Mercury. I mean, if that doesn't just show you, and he has North Node exactly where Pluto is, opposite Mercury on the day he died with the sun. So he died, of course, on that, oh my God, that's his birthday. He's born on the 11th of August, the day that the sun enters Leo. And I put the transition. So that's, yeah. Oh my God. He's born on the 11th of August. Day that the sun. So this is the day that my son-in-law died to play Pollux and Castor, and his brother JB, he died on 8/11 as the sun was right in the middle, and the sun moves into Leo on that day in the Solomon Gate. So I can't tell you, look at that. He's got Pluto on his north node, the sun on his south node with Mercury, Jupiter on Venus, and Venus on his Jupiter. And he's born with Saturn and Neptune conjunct in Virgo, as they are now conjunct in the water Pisces. And his gate is into his 8th house, death. I mean, I don't think that they die probably at this time, but that was his sacrificial, he will, you know, his 8th house. So there's Chiron. It wasn't yet retrograde, and it's now retrograde. And it will go back into Pisces. That is wowee. I mean, you can see that is your black there. He was showing red, yellow, black, white, and always the crab, the claw. Wow. Lord of the Rings. Pollux. H2O, the 3 goddesses, 3 splash. So 53 measures, and 53 is, I had 53 as 0444 as the longitude latitude. That's interesting. And that's 8. The Black Prince, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had that meeting, and then we had the deaths of all the men begin. That's Ozzy Osbourne. That's Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, that's what the most important. He has Saturn in Leo, and that's what I mean. Saturn in Leo is the black sun. and Mars was still in Leo when he died. If he really died that day. Thierry Ardisson's chart, he's got the moon in Capricorn and he's got Uranus on the bullseye. So they've Jack the Ripper has just found DNA. There's your gap in the, they always show you the gap, the white goddess, the passage through in La Vie est Belle, and the black sun, and there's Saturn in Leo, from lead to gold. Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn in Leo, and the cosmic egg. Pluto opposite Sun, that's what we've had. It's all been about the Sun and Pluto opposition. And now we've got Pluto opposite Virgo. Moon. The new moon was on the Hydra snake, the 24th of July. Men in Black. Dirty Sen. The triple goddesses. You need the last to open the tomb. That's why you've got the 3 swords vertical and then that hidden last sword on the horizon in the tomb to find the whites. These are the triple goddesses, earth signs, and they need to get through water. Oh, Hydra, killing this Hydra snake, just killing crab, killing the fertility, Scorpio and the crab, the water energies. Hydra. Triple moon. That new moon, Venus, was on Aldebaran, and now she's on the wand. And now she's on the wand. Okay. That was my post. Last year we had the Olympics going on, remember? So I was talking about the triple goddesses, bullseye. I'd only just woken up. So she's got that t-shirt on, Veke Vibes. And that was the name of my company. And I've just found out I just found out about this song recently. I did a little post about it. So at that time, I was talking about this color coordination, this, you know, instead of red and blue, it's baby pink and baby blue, all the Olympics and the triple goddesses, the crew of Apollo, showing you that men will take. And what have we just had? The 3 men, American, so Russia today, the tsunami, the earthquake, the biggest that will send the waters into America, and we've had Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, and Thierry Ardisson, French America, and English, and Russia. So it's always the 4 phases of the moon. We had the 3 girls killed, and the black boy that killed them, and he apparently played in, I can't remember what it was, but he had played a role in Doctor Who. So it's always the dark sides, the triple goddesses, the Who. And that was Doctor Who with the young girl, always Jack and Rose at the Louvre, showing you just the last angle. They hide, and they show you the last leg to get through the Mona. Okay, that was last year, the 12th of August. So it's going to be important this next 12th of August. Okay, what else am I going to show you? And then I'm going to end here, and you can catch up on my open to public Patreon. Join my site, because I'm going to do my newsletter, and you get a lot of bonuses in the newsletter. I add a lot of things. I open to the public, and I put videos that are unlisted only for the people who go subscribe to my alchemy accordance sites. So yeah, that was, I'm going to show you two more things. So the breast of Venus, Aldebaran, Althorpe. So she is buried on Althorpe. There is the breast of Venus. You know, she may not be buried there, but it's Althorpe, Aldebaran, the bullseye. Okay, I'm not going to go through that now. So Osborne, that was an old post. There you've got Mr. Bean, Jack and the Beanstalk, Jacques de Compostelle, and the black cat, Osiris, Venus. That is showing you Jack and Rose, the Black Rose, the Black Panther. And it's funny because my sister-in-law was always about Black Panthers, funny. So I will be doing a video on Patreon to explain. So just so busy all the time. There, I don't think we need to go through that. I think that you've got the gist. So on that day, on the 23rd of July, we have Biarritz, very disturbed, always they reflect. So that was the day that Ozzy Osbourne died. I have no idea who, I really never ever got into him. I just can't even look. And I will post all that so you can see that was very deep. And basically, you know, there we had the moon and Venus conjunct, the moon on that, Jupiter bang on Sirius, the sun was just entering Cancer. And look at that moon. Gonna have the same kind of pictures again. So there's where the fires hit yesterday. Portugal, Lisbon. Liz is born. The Lisbon Treaty. This is Lisbon. Osborne dies, Lisbon rises. And how does she rise? They burn the whole Atlantic coast. So we had the blackout there, remember? And now we have, so Osborne, and we're rising the whore of Babylon. Going right into, so Virgin and Babylon the Great. Revered for her maintained virginity, revered for her strength and beauty, gave birth to a prophet with divine intervention, gave birth to all things in material existence. Pisces, Virgo. Well, the two sides of Virgo, if you want. And that's all Mars moving in between. So all our generation, you know, I've got Pluto right here and Uranus right here. Really, we are embodying, I mean, look at my life. I was always from virgin to the whore and back to the virgin again. I wanted to be a nun when I was little, obviously. So that was a post from last year, from 6 months ago, where I was saying the land, they cover the thalamus, that is Aquarius, to rise Saturn in Leo, the black sun. And we've got this opposition, we had the opposition of Pluto and the sun to make things even more. But that's what they're going to put next to Lupiac, where D'Artagnan is, 35 kilometers of this stuff. The black sun is covering the Lamb of God. So I think we've done it. I've now taken you to the last video that I put up for you. So I hope you've been able to follow me. If you want to get the feeling of this next month, join us on Patreon for €5. And I'm about to start webinars on that. I know I say that, but I am getting there. I know I've been saying it for a long time, but I've just, you know, what have we got here? Yeah, so this is the post which I've left open to public. No, not that one. This one. This one is open to the public. So you've got all that I've done since we last spoke. I've just put links so you can go and open it. That's all on Coldplay. That's going to be the real. I don't want to show you the real. Coldplay. Yeah, I suppose I show you the Coldplay. So you can go. There's a man and a woman. What's this? Oh yeah, you're being shown a man and a woman in an egg O passage who separate from a tight grip, claw, pinch, pass. So they're in the, look how tight that grip is. That's what Cancer does. She's the mother that smothers and suffocates. She is the mother that punishes and rewards. Pluto opposite is the mother that, you know, Capricorn. She's not going to do that toxic energy. So sealed with a deadly kiss from Russia. Prince, kiss. Kiss backwards is sick. It was on the day that Mercury on the claw goes retro. Release the grip at Coldplay. What's CP? It's Pollux and Castor, the two twins, which represent, that's why my son-in-law and his brother left us. I don't know how much of it is unconscious. They supposedly both committed suicide, but it's just so, that is so tragic. But I've always said it is Pollux and Castor. It is the birthday today of my Max. At ICE Artificial Womb Concert, CM is MC inverted, Chris Christ and Saint Martin. Yeah, this is it. Mars, Jupiter is orthodox. He kills Saint Saturnin, the god. He takes the O egg in God. That's why my village, the five-pointed star, has a 4.8 million machine since 7/7. The hatchery from a brave new world to kill the female egg. Le Scorpio is the eagle life-death passage. Sealed with a deadly kiss. Prince of airwaves, Mercury in Cancer, on claw. Pass, nail clippers, cut, Mercury, ruler of Cancer, where Jupiter is in Gemini, twins, free martins, sterile woman with male hormones, Mercury retro in Cancer, womb, Uranus, blah, bum, bum, you get it. Look, this is all the free martin. Chris Martin, that was the opposition in Cancer, Pluto, Cancer, letting go, CM, which is the same thing I've been showing you, Colette and Willie, Coldplay, Colette. And then they are released, the egg, it's over. She's covering her eyes. And then this is cold, the freezing of the semen. And then we've had Swalt, sealed with a loving kiss. It's about Russia. We've just had the 88, that's Mercury. Mercury rules the fallopian tubes. And where is the moon today? The moon right today for that earthquake is coming up to spike her on the fallopian tubes of the Virgin to make her barren. Free Martin, so liaison dangereuse. And they were, you know, they were caught in, so, you know, this is the end of couples. This is the end. Artificial insemination, and there is the hatchery in a brave new world. So all this happening, I told you the last YouTube video I did was about the egg, the hatchery, and then we have at the Coldplay, we have the couple separated, and now it's the pods, the iPods. There's Saint Martin, my road is called Saint Saturnin. We've got the ice, the 107, that is the Whore of Babylon, in the red, ice 99, upside down, Whores of the Bull. And that is your Gigi, the film Colette. Gigi, I showed you the 99 red balloons. Paris, Texas, ChatGPT, Egypt. In Adolf Huxley's Brave New World, chapters 1, 3, 11 and 17 is a woman who's been deliberately made sterile by exposure to hormones during fetal development. In most cattle twins, the blood vessels in the chorions become interconnected, creating a shared circulation for both twins. If both fetuses are the same sex, this is of no significance, but if they are different, male cells pass from the male twin to the female twin when they produce hormones. So you've got, in Russia, all these Russian women that were made sterile, and they have come out with this masculine energy, and they're very beautiful, but they're sterile. So in 70% of women will be free Martins as a Heffin. So this is Coldplay, Chris Martin, Christ the Martin, and this is yeah, I have to show you the post. So there is the hatchery in my village. In the egg, Inanna, Nan. You know, this is where she rises. That's why I put that picture. This is where I had that dream when I first came here, holding the snake in that stable. I didn't know about this house yet, but the day after the dream, I got on the phone and found this house. Okay, so I have to show you. Okay, this on the 15th of July, Oh My F. Gord, 1981, so the year of the triple goddesses, the year that Princess Diana got married, the 22nd of June, Wimbledon, John McEnroe, You Cannot Be Serious. Mars was on the bullseye, Aldebaran, As for the Death of the Queen, Falling of Notre Dame, Floods in New Zealand, and the Death of My Dog, Appy. Venus was on Sirius, and Sun, Mercury on the Wand of Merlin, as the great Saturn-Jupiter triple conjunction. Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter and Virgo, Uranus exalted in Scorpio. Let's go and have a look. So it was the year of the cock, the rooster, 1981. So 1981, the 22nd of June, the day we had that Sirius, Mercury is blinded under the sun, as today in Cancer, and Mars was on the bullseye. So Mercury was probably retrogrades 1981 6. My goodness, I'm so hungry. I'm going to make myself a soup. So there's the Saturn Jupiter conjunction. They met 3 times in 1981. You have to go and see all Saturn Rooster's work. He came, I gave him we had a 4-hour chat on Patreon the other day. Venus was bang on Lord of the Rings. The Sun and Mercury was obviously retrogrades. It looks like. Yeah, Mercury was retrograde, exactly as now, and it was bang on there. Mars was on there. Let's go back, see the pictures. You cannot be serious. You cannot. Gemini, Taurus. This is exactly Taurus, Gemini. This is the meeting. This is the 88 closing of the constellations, and Mercury takes 88 days to go. This is your HH, and Mercury is in water. It's making dirty Diana. So that was the 22nd of June, 1981. Exactly the same Mercury in the Sun as we have got. As we have got right now, 1st of August, boom. That is the new moon. That is the new moon coming up tomorrow in 2 days. That moon was bang in between the Twin Peaks. Uranus was opposite where Uranus is now. So Uranus was in Scorpio, Uranus is now in Taurus. That you cannot be serious. 40 years ago, all for one and one for all. JM, Africa, Europe, become one. Japalou and Milton, white, black, Jupiter, Mercury. And that again showing the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. It's where Mars is now. And this is exactly like in my village. There's your JM. They brought down the building and they put the people who did the works, JM. They just left that big JM. There it is, I put it there. JM. I mean, look, we were meant to have a new bakery. And there's those walls. They're leaving those walls up for I don't know how long, just as a show. And we've even got Vivaldi written there. And there he's showing you the Sirius, the M, showing you the M. This is Sirius there, the M, the keeper of the four corners. It's a bit like Aquarius and Leo, opposite each other. He's chasing away the lion, the lamb. This is the true lamb. And Osiris, the keeper of the four corners, always on the side. And that's what we had in my village. There is this stone. Oh my God. And they broke the stone. They show you, I've showed you in older pictures, but there was the picture. So this is the mermaid, the siren. They stopped the siren in my village as just as Neptune entered, or it was very just after COVID. They stopped the siren, which is the Little Mermaid, because the siren falls under the horizon. So the eagle rises, and this is what they broke. They took out the stone, the philosopher's stone in that building, and they broke a massive big stone where you just see the legs, exactly like Sirius, the keeper of the four corners. Okay, so she is rising now, this Venus girl. And look, it was the Texas floods. The Texas floods when I discovered that. Okay, I have covered the most important things I needed to cover, and we've now got the first quarter. So this month is going very fast. We're on the first quarter for the 1st of August. For the 1st of August. And we're on a countdown of Venus joining Jupiter in Gemini, the home of Mercury. And then we're on a countdown of Venus when she's in Detriment in Virgo. And that is going to be in November. Okay, darlings, I love you very much. You can come along for readings. I'm not over pushing that because I'm going to be getting ready my new site, but I do need to keep work coming in. It's the only way I can function, and it would be great if you join Patreon. There's going to be a new tier, which is where I'm going to do these webinars, which is all coming together. And thank you, darlings, for your patience and being able to follow me. And I appreciate it. Not easy when Mercury is completely blinded, but I just knew I had to come and see you. Lots of love. Bye for now.